Hello students, once again welcome back to the online class again. Now this is the second video session class of chapter number 3, that is data storage devices. Now before starting this second part, let's take a revision of what we have done in the first part of this chapter number 3, data storage devices. In chapter number 3 की second part ni hindi hogadi si do first part ta kari kari to have so happy revision macha ma tawsi. Let's a brief revision. Let's say a brief revision of the part 1, what we have done on the last class. Now in the previous class, we have seen the components of the computer, that is a monitor, printer, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, scanner, mouse, keyboard, and web camera. And what else we have done? We have done the hardware. They can be broadly categorized into input devices. The computer hardware can be broadly divided into input devices, output devices, processing device, processing unit, and storage unit. And all parts that are connected are known as, all these parts are together called, what are these parts called? That is, those parts of the computer is known as computer peripherals or hardware. And some examples of input device and output device like keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, and the storage device. What are storage device? And the unit of measurement of computer memory. These things and the conversion for the units, like 4 bits equal to 1 nimble, 8 bits equal to 1 byte, 1024 byte equal to 1 kilobyte. The conversion of units also we have done. Now let's continue our class with the next topic. There is the computer memory and its type. Now there are two types of computer memory. The first one is primary memory and the other one is secondary memory. Computer की memory unit होई तौरे storage devices unit से करी द hot ले unit से करी द ये computer की unit से करी नो have the way खंग रहे कोई ना. And here the basic unit of measurement of a computer memory से करी ने have खंग रहे कोई ना byte से. Okay, the basic unit of measurement of computer memory is byte. These things we have done, and the computer only understands a binary language. Okay. Now there are two types of computer memory. Computer memory is makal ani thona khaidui. One is primary memory and the other one is secondary memory. Now let's see what are these primary memory and the secondary memory. Now let's see the first one, primary memory. Have si kaino yengzi. Now primary memory. Now it is a memory that a computer uses for its internal functions. A computer will not be able to run without this memory. Thus, it is also called the internal memory or main memory of the computer. Sigi primary memory has a yaw to the computer's function to be yadil. Okay, you will not be able to run computers without this memory. Sigi primary memory is yaw to the season of yaroi. Okay, uses computer uses for its internal functions. Magi internal functions season magi damatani sigi primary memory yaw to the computer thabe yaroi. Aduna sibu koina internal functions ki season ai haidana bu koina, this is known as internal memory hangasu khangnei. And si yaw dagadi sigi primary memory se yaw dagadi computer se thagat pa yadabanina yamna important habadi main oiba memory ni haidana koina. It is also known as main memory of the computer. Computer ki main memory haidana khangnei, or it is known as the internal memory as it is used for its internal functions. Okay. Now these primary memory can again be divided into two parts. The first one is RAM and the second one is ROM. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read-only memory. Sigi primary memory haibadi koina internal function sijanabagi damakta si internal memory jo hai amasung yamna maru oiba main oiba memory ni karigino si yaw dagadi computer si sagate yadi haibida makta koina sise main memory haiga khangnariba primary memory si amuk ani thokna divide tawba yai kari madudi RAM haiba ma ROM haiba ma RAM hairagana koina random access memory haiga khangnai. Okay, this is the full form. Then ROM hairagana read only memory. Got it? Khangani ko. Now these are fitted as chips on the motherboard. They can be easily they can be directly accessed by the CPU. CPU na direct access to yai. Once these are fitted as chips minus RAM haise minus chip oina hapeba. Okay, they can be directly accessed by the CPU. CPU na direct access to yai. Now write the full forms of these abbreviations. GB, those we have learned on the previous class. TB, RAM, ROM, we have done just now. Now the full form of GB is gigabyte. Gigabyte, gigabyte. TB stands for terabyte. Terabyte, terabyte. And these RAM and ROM we have just done here. RAM stands for random access memory. ROM stands for read only memory. Now these abbreviations I can ask in the exams also, so you should know these abbreviations. Not only this gigabyte, terabyte, KB, MB, also you have to learn that also. Okay, those which I have explained on the previous class. Now the two parts of the primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. Now let's say the first one, that is the RAM. Sigi primary memory ki parts ani ji kai ba RAM haibanga ROM haibanga lere. The first part RAM have ji kai no yengsi. Now let's see here. Now when a computer starts, the operating system is loaded onto the RAM. When a computer hek thagapa matamda operating system haidi OS haibdo kaina OS is RAM da hana lakadoine. When you are working on a program, it is actually loaded on the RAM. RAM saves your work on the computer while the computer is running and you are working on it. The moment you switch off the system, that is the computer, the data from this memory gets erased. Now listen carefully here. When a computer hack operating system the kara load ba RAM the load to badune RAM yaw ragadi ngasai yadi. Say primary memory yaw ragadi yadi hai do RAM the load to RAM the yaw ragadi yaw the RAM hai basidi primary memory ki part amani na adna primary memory yaw ragadi yadi hai ba. Okay. Now when you are working on a program, it is actually loaded on the RAM. Nana kaigumba thaba ama tawba matamda adugi memory do RAM da yawraga leidine haibadi nana sima ama yenge RAM gi matung RAM da yawraga leidine adugi memory ngakang yengai or some work ama tawringai da nang leiba potu RAM tore. Suppose if you are writing something or an application on a computer application. Now whatever you are writing, whatever you are doing, or whatever you are watching or listening, everything is loaded on the RAM. If you didn't save that application what you are writing, then suddenly if the computer turns off, now what you have written all will be erased automatically. Aina kaigumba computer type to later. I'll give you an example. Example mo pirage sir ko. Ang computer application ama type to later kasi computer si karamba computer da desktop computer da ireng kasi. Okay, that doesn't have a backup. ID UPS, uninterrupted power supply. UPS to yaudre na khalaje. UPS yaudi may mutkazu uziki battery power na t and beeping power beeping sign beeping sound naman piraga matang lagi ne bado bang uziki UPS yaudre na khalaje backup pinabdo battery backup pinabdo. Adana computer ke goma application ami ireng khalaje application se tangkhai chanjala ba. Nang iriba application do adugi memory do karai load to laini adu RAM the yaw laini. But may suddenly if the light goes off suddenly may electricity goes off suddenly electricity may mood khreng khala che nang na hui type to set to pinga. Now what you have written, what application you have written, all will be erased automatically when mangani. Now when light comes may la akanda when you turn on the computer and check for that application that you have written. Suppose you have written half page of the application, half page leibisingdo aina mangkhane save tawhꯧdramna adugi memory singdo kanana chai RAM da yauraga leidoine. Until and unless you save the document what you are doing, all the memory will be loaded on the RAM da yauraga leidoni ngaktangi nanga thabak tawringai du da yauraga leiba. Once computer is restart or computer turn off, all the memory will be gone, all the memory will be erased. Nanga tawriba thabak singdo RAM da yauraga leini nang tawringai aduga once computer de restart natraga switch off natraga turn off tawbi matamda RAM da memory singdo clear tawgrane. Okay, RAM saves your work on the computer while the computer is running. The computer is entirely nang RAM da save taw leibani. Okay, and you are working on it nang thabak tawringai. The moment you switch off the system, the data from this memory gets erased. Nangna heck computer do switch off tawma tamda aduda yauramba memory singdo loinamak mangkrani. Okay, aduna if sometimes your computers got computers hang tawraga legin khalasi. Hang tawba haibadi kaina? Hang tawba haibadi computers still that lengdana leithaba loimak mouse lengbasu yaroi, keyboard ta numbersu yaroi, kemta tawba yaroi. Computer ji dum lengdana chappaga leigrane. Adu matamda koina that condition is known as the computer hang khane. Computer ji hang to kaigino nangi RAM da yariba memory do nanga thoriba thabak nanga hangiba page man do yaman banya load to puga maktabagi computer do lepaga leigrane khalaje. Adu egadi koina computer do amu restart to matamda nangi RAM da yariba memory, whatever memory that is on the RAM will all be erased, and when you restart or when you turn off the computer hang uthapagan ka computer restart to matamda RAM da yariba memory do lema clear to khani amu tha matamda nang computer hang to budu computer chappaga leibudu chapparwe. And that time we can restart the computer or turn off the computer and turn it on again when computer comes to hang. Okay, computer je hang to leiba chappa leiba gari koina restart to bun tagana edoba koina switch off to ga amu on to bum change turn off to ga turn on to bum anda koina tawriba computer season ringai computer da nana game sanare adugi memory do RAM na chadine RAM da yaw leine. Once hek muthagi baga murkhani makok tagi amu horani RAM da yaw memory do erase tawgrane. This means that RAM stores the data and instructions which are in current use only. Koina hujik seasonariba thabakki memory do adu mak khakta RAM na chai habine RAM na seasonai habine. Hence, it is called the temporary memory or volatile memory of the computer. Temporary haidi ngahaktangi oiba memory or volatile haidi koya link chathok chasing lengthok lengthing yabdo ko aduna temporary memory haidi ngahaktangi damakta koina thabak se computer thabak suringai lei haibagi damakta koina temporary memory nutrakana volatile memory of the computer ai khangne. Now, if you want to store your work permanently in the computer memory, computer dana save tawraga ko store tawraga dum thamningama, you must save it before switching off the computer. Salanga se hagibni computer de muthatringai da anga lariba thabak to permanently atum hapaga thamningagadi computer da hana save tawraga thamawgadane ba adu oiragadi anga tawriba thabak to mathang computer turn off tawraga su amu on to matamda yauro leirangani aduna koina save tawraga thamba hai kadai thamgani horen kona makhada secondary memory da lakane. Primary memory di ngakani leiba thabak tawbuki memory da sijana bane. Secondary memory sa kan sijane koina kona hayeng tungda future use kita makta sijana ge when we want to use the work we are doing in future, then we can save our program or work what we are doing on the secondary storage memory da koina hing save tawraga thamgadine that we'll learn afterwards. Now let's see here. In the computer memory, you must save it before switching on the computer. You can read the information loaded on the RAM as well as write on it. Therefore, it is also called read and write memory. ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯈꯛꯇꯪ ꯌꯥꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯁꯦ read and write memory ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯨ ꯈꯪꯅꯩꯕ RAMꯁꯦ. Now RAM greatly controls the performance of a computer. Now greater the size of RAM installed in a computer, the greater the number and size of programs that can be run on the computer simultaneously. ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ RAMꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯃꯣꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯈꯩ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯗ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯡꯒꯅꯤ, ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯁꯦ ꯁ꯭ꯃꯨꯠꯂꯤ ꯋꯔꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯒꯅꯦꯕ. ꯑꯗꯨꯅ RAMꯒꯤ ꯃꯊꯧꯁꯦ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ? RAMꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯡꯍꯟꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ. ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯖꯁꯦ, ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯃꯣꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯤꯈꯩ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯔꯗ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ smoothly amasung fast smooth thawak tawba yagani. Okay, and we can work simultaneously. We can work a number of programs also. Akoina thawak amni ahum. Okay, you are listening the music as well as you are playing games or you are typing something. Okay, simultaneously work can also be done if the memory of the RAM is greater. RAM की memory से चावरगदी कोइना थबक से अनि हुम सोंग तौरगसु माना memory जो चावरबनिना माना पुबा ngamabanina computer do hang toroi sana sai do computer do chaparoi and computer do smoothly work to ngamane. Okay, now a computer system can have RAM of different capacities like 128 RAM, 256 MB, 128 MB, 256 MB, 512 MB or more. More RAM can also be added to the existing system to improve its performance. Magi memory se yamin kai phai haibanina koina extra slot yaweba RAM gi hapam gi. Okay, kaida motherboard CPU gi manung yawba computer motherboard there are extra slots for inserting RAM in the motherboard of the CPU. Okay, inside the CPU there is a motherboard. In that motherboard there are extra slots for inserting this RAM. Okay, you can put more RAMs, okay, so that your computer functions properly. Nowadays we can use 2GB RAM, 4GB RAM, 6GB RAM, GB the season array. Now it is given in MB only, that is on megabytes PC. In terms of GB the season array 2GB, 2GB, 4GB, 6GB. Okay, more RAM can also be added to the existing system. Why handle only 5 to 1GB RAM among after this year. Okay, now after this RAM here comes ROM, that is a read only memory. Now let's see what is ROM. RAM gi do khangani ko random access memory have only akoya hoji computer tawba matamda computer hangingai da computer da thabak tawingai gi memory do RAM da load tawi have khangani ko akoina kaiguma cinema ama isai ama game ama save tawi hagadi adudi RAM da nate adudi secondary storage devices da secondary memory kona lakani. RAM na tawisina akoina sanariba game do hoji sanare at present you are playing a game, that memory is saved on that memory is loaded on the RAM da yaw legane. Aduna game yangi haragadi sammagi configuration pi matamda si game si 2GB RAM na tade adi 4GB RAM na tade adi haina akoina game gi cd da yawi do adugi da makane. Ada mana game duna 4GB RAM yaw tade adi haido game do sanam matamda adugi game do sanaringai gi aktang sanaringai computer do hang sanaringai da sanga do memory do RAM do load tawdine ba. Aduna game duna 2GB ki changaga nangna RAM na only 512 MB natraga 1GB katang hapagadi game do install tawba di yabasu ya do install tawraga sanabadi yarwe or it may not be installed. Okay, minimum configuration yogde hadina mana sanabadi yadabu ya. Okay, adugi ni koina game hapaga computer sanabadi yadi haido adugi da maktane. Now read only memory, that is ROM. ROM has na kenyu. Now ROM is that part of the computer memory which comprises of instructions put by the manufacturer to run the computer. ROM is that part of the computer memory which comprises of instructions put by the manufacturer to run the computer run to the system ROM stores a special software called BIOS. The BIOS BIOS key ROMs that store totally BIOS now you can underline this BIOS, basic input output system, and the full form of BIOS is basic input output system. Now which helps to load the operating system when a computer is switched on. Computer on tong matamda sigi BIOS data kadoiba hojiki koi operating system se load togadoine. Okay, aduga sigi BIOS gra yauba kai store to have a special software called BIOS. Kai store to have a ROM store to have a ROM stores a special software called BIOS, a basic input output system. This is very important. It helps to load the operating system when a computer is switched on. Now these instructions permanently stay in the computer memory even when the computer is switched off. BIOS load operating system once installed okay, this memory is therefore called the permanent memory or non-volatile memory. Permanent memory permanent memory permanent memory or non-volatile memory. Now ROM is the memory from which data can only be read. Okay, only season of access to only be read. It is not possible to override or save any data in this memory unit. Save option already manufactured hana semaga tharabani. Okay, from which we can only be read. It is not possible to override or save option any data in this memory unit. Okay, now these are the two parts of the primary memory. Now let's see here once again what we have done today. Now the computer has computer memory and its type. There are two types of computer memory, primary memory and secondary memory. Now in primary memory, again it is divided into two parts, that is RAM and ROM. RAM is known as the random access memory. Okay, RAM helps or work on the computer while the computer is running and you are working on it and RAM memory happening then save RAM memory computer की performance hengalakani habni ROM special software BIOS say store tawi BIOS basic input output system habni RAM si permanent access season save option that is known as this memory, that is the ROM. Random access memory is also known as the permanent memory or non-volatile memory. Now for today, let's do it till here. Okay, page number 24 up to read only memory ROM. Now in the next class, we'll continue this secondary memory. The primary memory we have completed here. Now secondary memory, that is data storage devices. This will continue in the next video session class. I hope you have understood till here. Okay students, stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.